Hello everyone, I'm Bethany with Be-Stitcht Yarn Creations. This is going to be my first video, so you guys give me some grace. I am new. I wanted to show you guys my summer tops that I have made thus far. These are all made with the Karen cotton cakes. So this first one here is done in the color palette Frozen Yogurt, and the stitch on it is called Primrose, and it's a pretty easy stitch to do. I am hoping at one point to start posting some tutorials on how to do stitches, along with how to create wearables from doing your sizing, how to stitch them together, how to block them, and things like that. The next one that we have here is this beautiful little pattern. This is also the Karen cotton cakes. This color, I'm trying to remember what it was called. Peach Blossom. This is the Peach Blossom color. All of these are variegated yarns, and I really like them because the color changing constantly keeps my mind interested instead of just working with one flat color. This stitch that I used here is called V's and Shells. Again, it is also very easy. Basically, you're just going through and copying what you did one row, you do the opposite on the next. And it's very light, airy, it's got the holes, so it's perfect to wear over like tank tops, sports bras, swimsuits, what have you. This next one I have here is the Sunset Dreams Karen cotton cake. This one was done in the iris stitch. Show you. And so this one is also very easy. It's just a one row repeat. Again, it's very airy, it's very lightweight, perfect for summer, perfect for spring. I'm here in the south and it gets very hot for majority of the year. This next one that I have is in the Wild Blueberry. And it's just shades of blue, slightly purple. This one was also done in the Primrose stitch. And you can use all of these stitches on wearables, blankets. They're all very versatile. And I have also made a couple of halters. These are made with a variety of cotton. So the stitch is more, they hold together better. You can wash them, you can dry them. You can't really do that with acrylic. For those of you who don't know, acrylic is flammable. Also, if you dry it, it really doesn't work out right. All I know is that it's flammable. And with the cotton, where you're able to dry it, it'll shrink back and hold its form better. Whereas acrylic, as you wash it and then you hang dry or you lay it dry, it kind of keeps that stretch. So if you've made something in acrylic, like a sweater or a shirt, and it feels a little bit tighter than you wanted it to be, you can simply just wash it on cold delicate and then let it hang dry, let it dry flat. And that'll kind of give it a little stretch and it'll make it go up a little bit bigger in size. So let me show you my halter tops that I have made. They're very simple. They don't really look simple, and I think that's what I like about it, is that they're easy to make, but they look really beautiful. So it's essentially a giant granny square. And if you see here, I started in the middle with some leftover blue that I had from my Wild Blueberry shirt, and I made a big granny square with it, and then I went through with some of my leftover from the Peach Blossom, and then I had some brown loops and threads by Michael that I did for the outside, and I've called this one Bohemian Sunrise because that's just the vibes it gives me. It's very summery, very beautiful. This next one is my most recent one that I have finished, and it's probably my favorite. And I have called this one Tahitian Rose. So what I did for the middle here is I did a sunburst granny square, and it kind of gives it that flowery look, and then with the leaves, and then I went outside it with white. And then if you look right through here where the color starts variegating, I did a front post double crochet stitch, and that just helped to bring it down and in front. And then when I came in with my turquoise, also in the cotton by Loops and Threads at Michael's, I also did the front post double crochet, and that just really helps to give it a more texture to it as well. I did that, and then went back with the granny squares around the top, and then I just finished it off with some of the turquoise. So with this cotton by Loops and Threads, for both of the halters, I used a 4.5 millimeter hook, and that just really helped to give it a tighter, more closed stitch, since these are going to be worn without really anything underneath it. You do want it to be closed. And then for the tie, I took the white and the teal turquoise, and I used a J, which I think is a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter, just to double it up and make a little more secure strand for it. So eventually I'm planning on getting into like the hook sizes and how you can kind of alter things. So with this Caron cotton cakes, it suggests to use either an I or a J, which would be, I believe a J is a 6, so it would be between a 5.5 and a 6 millimeter hook. Now I only used one cake for each shirt. There's about 600, I think it's 680 yards or so. I'm not 100%. So what you can do to really stretch out your yarn, if you're wanting it to go further, is you go up hook sizes. So with my this one's a medium, with my medium, and with this one that is a size small, I used a K hook for this, so that's a 7 millimeter, and it just really helped to make it more flexible, more soft. It moves a little bit better, it's not as stiff, and it also helped to make it a little bit more airy. And then with our Sunset Dreams, which is this one, and our Frozen Yogurt. The Sunset Dreams is a size large. This frozen yogurt was made to be an extra large, and it used the same one cotton cake, about 680 yards. And for my larger sizes, I go up to an L. So it ends up using roughly about the same amount of yards, and it does make the stitches a little bit, again, bigger, but as you can see, it moves. It's not stiff, and it really just also helps your yarn to go a little further. When I make my extended sizes, like my 2X, my 3X, to try to keep from having to buy a second cake, I will go up and use either an M or an N hook. So again, you are going to have bigger actual stitches, and that just kind of helps it to go a little bit further. For me, I am working on selling my projects, mostly just here local where I'm at. So I really want to keep the prices the same. I understand that a lot of places, they charge more for like extra large and up because it takes more material. And my main goal is to try to keep them all the same. So for these, they took the same amount of yarn, roughly, honestly, about the same amount of time too. So my small and my extra large, everything in between, they're all priced the same. So that's my main goal. Again, this is my first video, so y'all give me some grace, don't judge me too hard. Like I said, I've been crocheting since I was a child. it's just always been helpful for me. It helps to clear my thoughts. It helps to ground me. It keeps me from, wandering off and just kind of getting lost. It was really good in helping keep me grounded and present. So y'all keep an eye out. I'm going to make another video probably next week to show you guys all the cardigans that I currently have made. I know it is warmer weather, so cardigans aren't really, popular at the moment, which is fine. But I do enjoy making cardigans. I'll show you guys that collection next week. Again, I'm looking into getting a GoPro so that I can hold it and show you guys how I crochet. Just so you can watch along with stitches so that I can start doing tutorials. One thing that I have really learned in learning new stitches from YouTube is that with left-handed crochet, it's kind of hit or miss. There are a few people that I've seen. Bella Coco is one that I've learned a lot of my stitches from. She will post her videos in right-handed and left-handed, and that has been super helpful. I can usually convert it if I'm watching a right-handed person. I can convert it and do it left-handed, but I don't know, it's kind of annoying. It takes a little extra brain power, I guess you could say, but I'm going to be posting all of my tutorials in left-handed. That's why it's called left-handed crochet, so it'll just be easier to find. And it's not to disclude the right-handed community, but if I'm being honest, learning new stitches for right-handed people is a lot more accessible than it is for left-handed people. So there are tons of tutorials everywhere on YouTube for both left and right-handed, but my page specifically is going to be for my fellow Southpaws. So y'all stay tuned. Let me know, if there's something you'd like to, can't talk, if there's something that you guys would like to see me make, or if there's certain stitches that you have questions on. Basically, we're going to start with, the fundamentals, the basis, and then we'll go through and learn stitches. And then I'm also going to show you guys how you can piece together, you make a back for a sweater, you make the front for the sweater, how you connect them, where you need to connect them. We can go over sizing, measurements based off of what it is you're looking for. I have also made some amigurumi, some plushies, beanies. I have also made some dishcloths, wash towels. I've got one right here actually that is, this is for a little hook that goes over your stove, and then you put your towel in it. Just something simple like that. Homemade items just really have a more homey feel, I guess we'll say. Especially here in the South, a lot of stuff that I grew up with was homemade. My mama was wonderful and taught me how to do so many things, like from sewing to crochet. And there was a little bit of a learning gap because she is right-handed. I was the only left-handed person in my family growing up. So if I wanted to learn how to do something, I had to basically watch, mirror, and then as she was working, I'd sit in front of her and I'd figure it out that way. So obstacles can be overcome, but sometimes we just want a little convenience in life. So I'm gonna cut this short. Y'all let me know if you have any ideas or whatnot, or we could chat, whatever. So y'all have a good day.